Hi everyone, it's Tish with Naptime Creations. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's free and it'll help me out a lot, so hit that subscribe button. Today we're going to be making a rhinestone snow globe tumbler. I've been wanting to make these for so long, and this style is actually really easy because there's no glue required. You don't have to hand glue these rhinestones individually onto the cup. And I'm going to be using 4 millimeter AB transparent resin rhinestones. That is a mouthful. Um, I got these off Etsy. I will link the shop that I got them from down below. I got a few different colors, this white, and the AB gives it a really pretty color shift. We're going to be using the blue today, and these are 4 millimeter size. It took about a pack and a half to fill up my 32-ounce cup. So let's jump in and get started. I also wanted to really quickly show you my new black silicone mat from S RESIN. It's awesome for working with any type of craft project. It just keeps your space nice and clean. I'll link it down below along with my coupon code. It's a really good size and it's really affordable too. So it's great for resin or any type of crafting that you're going to be doing. This is my 32-ounce double-walled acrylic tumbler. I picked this up off Amazon. I'll link it down below. Off camera, I drilled a little hole into the bottom of the cup. It's size 5/16, and if you want to see how I do that, let me know down in the comments. I just cut it out of this video because this video is getting pretty long, or it is a longer video, and it's pretty easy to do. You just take your screw gun, drill a little hole in the bottom of the cup. But if you want to see a fast video, I can do that for you guys and just upload it really quickly in a few days or something. So let me know down in the comments if you want to see how I drill the hole. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking a little bit of those 4 millimeter transparent rhinestones, placing them on the bottom of the cup, taking my finger, pushing them down into the hole, and then they're going to get, plugged up because there is a little bottom to the cup on the inside. So eventually, once you add a few of them in there, it'll stop. It won't flow anymore. So then just give your cup a little tap, and then it'll break up that little clog, I guess, and you can keep adding them in. This is the fastest way I found to add the stones. You could try a funnel, but like I said, there's a bottom, that inner wall. There's not much space between the bottom of the cup and the inside wall of the cup. So the funnel is going to bottom out, and it's honestly just easier to do it this way. I also pulled out my massage gun and I was like, maybe this will work, but it honestly took too long. It wasn't working as fast as if you just take your finger, push the stones into the hole, tap it on the side a few times. Real time, it took me about 30 minutes to fill up this cup, which is not too bad because it's 32 ounces. It took me a little bit longer because my daughter was helping me too. So she's only 5, so we were having fun just kind of filling it up together. But if I, was doing it by myself, it would have taken me about 30 minutes to fill up. And you can see you're going to get the stones kind of building up on one side, depending on where your hole is. Just naturally, they're going to fall straight down there. So periodically, you're going to want to take your cup and tap it on the side to kind of get those stones to evenly disperse throughout the tumbler. And you can see I had a good amount already inside the cup, and there wasn't that many missing out of the bag. It took a bag and a half to fill these. So it took about 7,000 stones total to fill up this 32-ounce cup. And periodically, you're going to want to take the cup and just kind of tap, tap, tap it on the side so those stones don't get completely built up in that one spot. You want to make sure they're evenly dispersed throughout the inside of the tumbler. And if you have any bare spots, just take your hand and gently tap on that bare spot, and then the stones will kind of fill in the little gap. And also kind of tap, tap, tap it on your table too. That helps get them kind of evenly dissipated or dispersed throughout the cup. I'm just going to keep filling it up. Like I said, the easiest way is to just put some stones on the bottom, take your finger finger, push them down into the hole. Once it stops wanting to fill up, tap the cup on the side, they'll drop down and just keep going. It's really honestly so easy to do this, and I was so excited because it turned out absolutely gorgeous, and it is so much faster than hand gluing the rhinestones on. I do really still want to try that too. It's just like a time thing because I know they take like 16 hours to individually hand glue the rhinestones onto the cup. But I do want to do that, and I am going to make a video when I do. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that video. I have all the supplies to do it. I just need to pick a day on the weekend and get it done. But here's how it's looking. So super sparkly and beautiful. I just love the color shift on the AB stones. I'll be sure to link all the materials I'm using down below in the description box, along with any coupon codes that I have. So if you guys want to get any of these products, you'll get a little bit of extra savings. I have a coupon code for the resin that I'm going to use to seal the bottom of the cup, and the silicone mat that I'm using to work on from S RESIN. So I'm just going to keep filling up my cup. This is really so easy. I didn't want to bore you guys to death, so I tried to speed this video up as fast as I could, but I didn't want to cut too much out of the video because I did learn a lot when making this cup. You do really want to take your time and just make sure every so often you're tapping the side of the cup to make sure that you're not getting any gaps in your stones. And here we're getting kind of close to the bottom, so I was just kind of taking it and really taking my time, tapping it, making sure that there were stones all over on the cup and there was no bare spots inside the cup. I had one little spot that was giving me a hard time, so I just kept tapping it on the side of the cup, and then eventually it did go ahead and fill up. So like, yeah, right here, just kind of tap, tap, tap those spots, tap it down on your table, and then it will eventually fill in. And when you get kind of really close to the bottom, you're going to want to add your stones and then tilt your cup to the side like this and tap it. So all those stones are going to go over to the side, and then you can fill up your cup the rest of the way, and they're just going to kind of start just piling up right under where the hole is, if that makes sense. And pretty self-explanatory. Just keep adding your stones, making sure you tilt your cup so every spot in that tumbler has coverage and there's no bare spots of stones. Really super simple and easy to do. I am going to take just like a little piece of tape the bottom, and show you how it's looking once I get it all filled up. So here's how it's looking, super sparkly and beautiful. I just love how sparkly it is. The camera just doesn't do it justice. It's like 100 times more sparkly in person. And I just want to, double, triple reiterate that you have to get the transparent rhinestones. And unfortunately, when I was placing the decal on my blue cup, my camera was not recording. So I'm going to show you on just a plain tumbler how to add a decal. So I actually got this decal off Etsy. It came already pre-made for me. It has a piece of transfer tape and this white backing layer. I just went over it on the back with my fingers a little bit, and I'm going to pull up this white backing layer. You might get some spots that are kind of sticking and not transferring to that clear transfer tape. If that happens, just take your finger and kind of rub that spot down, and then it will stick to the transfer tape and it won't be stuck to that white backing layer. And the tighter you can roll your backing, the easier the pieces of vinyl actually stick to the transfer tape. So if you roll that white backing layer really tight, it pretty much all comes off in one piece, which is a little trick that I learned. If there's a lot of kind of slack in that white backing layer, a lot of the vinyl will stick to the backing and not on the transfer tape. So I have my decal all stuck to my transfer tape. I'm just going to make sure it's centered, and I'm going to kind of make a U shape and hit it in the middle on my cup first, and then lay down the sides. That helps eliminate any like air bubbles in your vinyl decal. You don't want to have any air bubbles. That is a bummer. But if you do add your vinyl decal and there is a little air bubble, what you can do is just take an X-Acto knife, cut that air bubble spot, and then just gently touch it down with your finger, and that'll get rid of the air bubble. And then you just pull off the transfer tape and you have a vinyl decal. And this is permanent vinyl, so it's waterproof, weatherproof. It's not going to come off. It is permanently going to be stuck to this cup now. So that is how I added my little vinyl decal to the blue cup. And now we're going to seal the bottom. So to seal the bottom of my cup, I'm going to take, this is just like a little sheet of 150 grit sandpaper. I'm going to sand the bottom of my cup to give it a nice tooth so my epoxy resin can bond perfectly to my cup. And I'm just going to make sure I get all the little spots on the bottom of this sanded, and then I'm going to go in with some 91% isopropyl alcohol on a paper towel, clean up the dust from the sanding, and then let that alcohol dry, and then we'll be ready to go. And you want to make sure that you do not skip sanding the bottom of your cup, because you want to make sure that that resin really bonds to the tumbler. And I'm going to take a little piece of tape. This is just a little piece of Scotch tape, and I'm going to cover that hole. And I'm making sure that that hole is completely covered and the tape is all pushed down. You can use the 5-minute Gorilla epoxy. You can use UV resin or epoxy resin to seal the bottom of your cup. I'm going to be using epoxy resin today. I'm just making sure that that tape is 100% pushed down. You don't want any kind of gaps in that tape, otherwise your resin will flow under the tape and it'll go down into the hole and into your stones, and that would be bad. So I'm just going to add a little bit of resin. The bottom of these cups, there's not a lot of space to work with, so just add a little bit of resin, and if you need to, you can always add more. It's easier to add a little bit more resin than it is to add too much and then take resin away. And if you want to see a tutorial showing step-by-step how I mix my epoxy resin, definitely check out my Milky Way coaster tutorial. I'll link it down below in the description box. I show you step-by-step how to mix your epoxy resin. It's really easy to do, and I'm using the Platinum 360 resin from Laura's Art Corner to seal the bottom of this cup. I'm just taking my silicone paintbrush and pushing that epoxy right up to the edge, making sure the bottom is completely covered. And that's it. I'm going to let it dry for 24 hours and then it will be good to go. She'll be all sealed up, and I'll show you how she's looking. And these 32-ounce cups I did get off Amazon, and I will say they are not good for the traditional snow globe tumblers like with the liquid, because I have had a lot of problems with them leaking, but they are really good for projects like this where you're not adding any liquid inside the cup. The stones aren't going to leak out, so they are good for projects like this, so I do recommend them for something like this. I'll link them down below. And here's how it turned out. Super sparkly and beautiful. I just love how it turned out. It's got a really gorgeous sparkle. These cups, they come with like a little straw for the cup, but they're individually sealed, so I didn't want to open that up and stick it inside the cup and show you that, because whoever gets this cup, I wanted them to have a nice new sealed straw. But let me know what you guys think of this one down in the comments. I hope you give this a try. It's really so easy to do and so much fun to make these. They would make great gifts, and I'll be sure to link all the materials I used down below in the description box. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and go check out a few more of my other videos. That would really help me out a lot. I hope you guys are all doing fabulous, and I'll see you soon for another video. Bye, guys.